So, a channel called the Ace Family shows up in, like, the popular channels section of my channel, and I'm like, I looked at the channel, and it has nothing to do with being Ace, as far as I can tell. So, I'm like, is this a coincidence or what? Anyway, hi guys. As I usually start my videos out with, I'm going to be doing the reading habits tag. Again, I haven't been tagged by anybody. I just like doing tag videos. Anyway, question number 1 is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? And yeah, it's called my bed. I never leave my bed, so it makes sense that I would read in my bed. So that's that question. The next one is bookmark or random piece of paper, and I don't know who would choose random piece of paper because bookmarks are obviously superior. Like, I'm not gonna go take my bookmark out of my book and like show it to you to show you how superior it is, but like bookmarks are definitely superior, and if you get one, you can just use it for all of your books. You're gonna lose your random piece of paper. You're gonna have to get a new one. Like, come on. Bookmarks. I didn't actually even buy my bookmark. I got it as a present. I've just held on to it for this long. But anyway, the next question is, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter / a certain amount of pages? And like, if I have to stop, I can, but like, I really like reading until the end of a chapter. I really hate stopping in the middle of a chapter just because I'm like, I gotta know what happens at least, you know, to the end of this chapter. Like, you're gonna just stop me mid-dialogue? Like, that's not cool. I hate doing that. And I have to do that, like, occasionally at school. Like, I'll be reading my book. My friend comes up to me and is like, hey, I'm like, shit, I'm not done with this chapter yet. I don't want to talk to you. That's not true. I do want to talk to them. So that is when I will put the bookmark in, close the book, and be like, hey, gotta be social. It is a struggle when I do have to end before a chapter ends. End my reading before a chapter ends. Number 4 is, do you eat or drink while reading? And no. Multitasking is very hard. I have to hold the book open, and I don't have hands free to eat or drink. Like, I just have... How do people eat and drink while they read? It is a mystery to me. Like, I don't know. I think I maybe ate some chips once while I was reading, and I like held the book with like one hand and then like ate the chips with the other. But like usually like eating a proper meal requires like 2 hands. You have to like hold the bowl and you have to hold the silverware and just like eat it. I say this because I eat pasta a lot. Like if you're eating like handheld finger foods, like I guess you could like do the thing where you just hold it with one hand and then eat with the other, and you can do that with drinking too. So like I guess I solved the mystery just now, but like still not something I'm very good at. Then it says multitasking, music or TV while you're reading, and I'm like, neither. Multitasking is hard. I put that in all caps in my notes, and I thought it was funny. Over here making myself laugh. If I had to pick one to be on, I'd probably pick music, just because like I have listened to music and read at the same time, but I don't think I've watched TV and read at the same time. Like, if I'm watching TV, I'm watching TV, or I'm watching TV and I'm on like Tumblr or something. Like, if I'm not super into the TV I'm usually on like Tumblr. But if I'm, like, into the show, like, I'm gonna be watching the TV. The next one is one book at a time or several at once. And like I've said in other videos, and like I made a whole video about, I didn't make a whole video about getting overwhelmed by books necessarily, just that it takes me a while to finish one book. So reading several books at a time would be very stressful, and I wouldn't know what to do. So I read one book at a time because one is just easier for me that way. I'm not like super stressed and feel like I need to read all of these in like a certain amount of time. I can just be like, okay, I need to read this book in a certain amount of time. Even though I shouldn't do that. I should be like, hey, however long it takes me to read this book is fine. Chill. But my brain doesn't work that way. We're working on it. Me and my brain, we're working on it. Then the next one is reading at home or everywhere. And I read everywhere. If like I read at class, I read on campus, I read at class. I do not read at class. I listen during class, okay? I am a good student. But like before class and after class, I read. And like, so I read like on campus, and then like I'll get to work obnoxiously early just so I can like read before I can clock in. If I'm on a plane, I read on the plane. If I'm going to get like my hair cut and I have to be like sat under the like hair, you know, the thing that like comes over your head. I don't know what you call that. It's like heat. It has holes in it. I don't, like a heater. It's like a heat. I don't know. It's not a heater. You don't call it a heater, but you know, the things that go on your head when you're dyeing your hair and it like helps the dye set into your hair. Fun fact, didn't use any of that when I dyed my hair. We're not that classy. I didn't even use like a blow dryer to put heat on it or anything. I just left it in there for 2 hours and was like, okay, it's done. And it worked. So, I mean, but anyway, if I have to sit under, my point was that if I have to sit under one of those, I'll bring a book to read while I'm sitting under those. And one time I just read while I was getting my hair cut. I was like, I have to look down anyway. I might as well be reading. So, yeah, basically I'll read anywhere. And then, this is probably the weirdest question. It's reading out loud or silently in your head. And I obviously picked silently in my head because, one, I hate my voice. Anyway, I don't know anybody who reads out loud. Maybe it's a thing. Who am I to judge? The next one is, do you read ahead or even skip pages? And my answer to this is literally no. What the fuck? Just get there when you get to there in the story. Like, why you gotta skip pages and ruin the plot for yourself? I don't understand that. I just don't. Number 10, or the next one, is breaking the spine or keeping it like new. And I put keeping it like new for the aesthetic, but used books are an aesthetic too. So like, I personally prefer the new book aesthetic, but like, used books are also an aesthetic. So if you're going for that used book aesthetic, you do you, and I will support you. The next one is, do you write in your books? And I do not, because I have nothing to say in them that I need to like write in them. I don't annotate anything. I read the book and I'm like, that was a good book. I really liked that. And then I'll be like, yeah, like my favorite part was then this, but I don't have it like annotated or anything. Yeah, I never like write in my books. And when people are like, oh yeah, I write in my books all the time, I'm just like, that's cool, because I think it's actually kind of really cool that people like annotate their books. But like, I wouldn't know what to put in there. I'd be like, this was a cool part. And that's it. Like, so people who annotate books and write in their books are like pretty cool in my book, but I cannot be on their level. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this very rambly video. I'm really putting the rambling in my like banner, lover of rambling, in my banner right now. So I'm gonna stop this before I ramble any further. Bye guys.